Total fire bans are in place for parts of New South Wales and Victoria today as warm, dry and windy conditions are forecast in both states. In New South Wales, the ban covers the Eastern and Southern Riverinas, including Albury, Wagga Wagga and Southern Murrumbidgee. Some towns are set to reach close to 40 degrees, while winds approach 40 kilometres per hour. In Victoria, the ban extends from the Mallee, Wimmera, North Central and Northern Country, with temperatures set to reach up to 41 degrees. Thunderstorms are expected in the afternoon, bringing scattered rainfall and dry lightning. Anyone camping in the regions is advised to remain on high alert. Let's go live now to Chris Hardman, who's the State Response Controller at the Victoria State Response Centre. Chris, thank you so much for joining me this afternoon. Now, you've got fire bans in multiple areas. Where are you most concerned about today?
So, the areas that you highlighted, so the community is really right along that northern stretch of Victoria, so the Mallee, the Northern Country, a little bit further south in North Central, so Mildura, Swan Hill, the Wimmera, Horsham, Stawell, St Arnaud, Bendigo, Shepherd and Yarrawonga, so that those areas stretching right across that sort of central and northern parts of the state. And it's really being driven by hot northerly winds, followed by a significant change, which will continue to drive strong winds right throughout the day into the evening, and the risk really won't die down until around sunset for those areas today.
So we are getting towards the heat of the day. How have things fared so far in those regions?
Well, I have to thank everybody. Obviously, when a total fire ban is announced, it really needs people to take care. And those fires caused by people, either by accident or, inappropriate campfires and those types of things, people have been doing the right thing, and I just encourage them to continue to do the right thing. It's super important. We can't do much about the lightning and the natural cause fires, but we certainly can do a lot about those human agency or human cause fires. And if people have that high level of awareness about their actions and their activities, can make a difference and it can save lives. So we'll be monitoring as the lightning bands come across. We've got firefighters at the ready. There will be hard, aggressive first attack, doing everything they can to keep those fires small. But under the prevailing conditions, the grass fires in particular could build really quickly. And with the thousands and thousands of people camped on the Murray, enjoying Victoria's great outdoors, we could find ourselves in a really high-risk situation.
Particularly looking at fuel loads now, I know lots of the areas like the Wimmera, they may have not long finished harvesting, so you've probably got lots of things like wheat and barley stubble around. How much of a concern is that for you?
It's a really significant concern. Obviously, with La Nina, the weather event, we've had above average rainfall in spring, and we have had good rainfall, and now it's dried out in those areas. So we do have really strong grass growth, and crops have been better than they've been before. The harvest isn't fully finished yet in all of the areas that we've described. So the grassland fuels are very high, and the potential for fires to spread really, really rapidly is a real concern today. So in the heat of the day, we could expect a fire to grow from nothing to 5 hectares in less than 15 minutes, and we could expect to see grass fires travelling up to 13 kilometres an hour. So super important that people are aware, they fully understand what's around them, they've got their Vic Emergency app, and they know what the prevailing conditions are. They understand who their emergency service broadcasters are, and they take appropriate action if they do find themselves in the proximity of a fast-running grass fire. They can be deadly.
Yeah, up to 13 kilometres an hour. It's a fairly quick spread, isn't it? If you're looking towards the rest of the week now, how is that looking for the threat of fire?
Well, we are very fortunate. So there will be elevated fire dangers in the northwest and the northern parts of Victoria going forward, but at a much lower level. So we would still expect to see fast-running grass fires in those areas I've just described. But the outlook period is looking really good. So once we get through today, and if we get through today without any ignitions and everybody's safe, then we can expect things to calm down over the next 7 days. We don't have any fire spike days in the outlook period, which is really positive. After what Victoria experienced last year, every day where the fire danger is suppressed is a positive.
Yeah, and Chris, just on that, I remember this time last year, it was a really scary time in East Gippsland Alpine region. It was just, I think, a day later or something that 30,000 people were evacuated from that region. You must be feeling quite relieved about how different things are looking this time around.
Yeah, look, it's a really good point. So the forest fire risks are much lower this year than they were last year. Of course, we had a code red day on the 21st of November last year, which led to more than 1.5 million hectares of forests and parks and burning into communities with the tragic loss of lives. So I think the people of Victoria, we're very fortunate. La Nina event, we've got the wetter than average fuels in our forested areas. So it is a relief, and we still make sure that we don't take this for granted, that we remain vigilant, because all we need in Victoria is 3 or 4 days of 40 degrees, then that followed by a hot, dry, windy day, and we still could have some devastating one-day event type bushfires. We're unlikely to have the large-scale campaign fires, which is a huge relief for so many communities that have been through so much. And we have to live with fire in Victoria. It is a part of where we live, but of course it takes its toll emotionally on so many people.
Chris Hardman, thank you so much for your time this afternoon.
Thank you.